Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Joshino and today I'm going to be talking about a new way that's coming in OB54 to grind out gold and experience points. So I forgot to mention in the last patch video where I did the patch breakdown about this change coming forwards. And thank you to Yami20505 who brought it back up again. Basically what they're doing is they're making it so that even after you do your early training matches against bots, before you would have stopped getting golden experience points, but now you can infinitely play against AI and get those golden experience points to grind with. So even me with a level 110 account, I can still go play training matches against bots and get golden experience points for them. I was testing it out on the public test server. Unfortunately it's gone down, so one thing I didn't get to test was whether it applied to payload matches, but for some reason it doesn't seem to apply to onslaught matches currently. I don't know whether that's a bug or if they intended it to be that way. But in siege matches, what it gives is pretty much the same gold you get in a normal match. But because you're playing against bots, it is very easy to get every accolade, so those little rewards at the end of the match, which actually if you get a gold accolade gives you 25 gold for each one of those you get. And I was comparing matches played against bots, which did actually last only really 10 minutes because it's quite easy to push against the bots, compared to some matches I played against players in the public test server. Some of them I lost, so some were like 20 minutes and I lost the game, and some I won. But actually because you can win, you can get all these accolades, the gold is very close to what you get in a match that you'd lose that would last 20 minutes. So the gold pretty much seems identical to what you get in a normal match. The two downsides are you can't currently grind your quests with it, so you don't get your first match of the day, and also you don't get the weekly quests being completed with this. I did double check this, and I don't know whether this is intentional either, maybe it will be changed along the line. But it could be that if you wanted to grind as fast as possible, you play a few matches to begin with against players until you've done all of your quests, and then roll on with a lot of these AI games. The experience points too did seem to be in line with live matches, and obviously because you're able to play so well, the performance can be quite high, and especially for the time that you played. So you get the bonus of being able to perform really well against the bots and grind out quite a lot of golden experience. You also are pretty much assured getting the victory bonus when you win the game, because it is again hard to lose against bots. Even when I play against the bot team and I go with real life players and they all take flankers, you can still pretty easily win against the bots. The other thing worth considering is that you don't have to wait very long for a bot match. I think it automatically cuts off at around the minute mark and puts you into a bot match on your own, which you kind of want because you want to be able to basically get all the accolades and do as well as possible. But even if that doesn't happen, the bot matches seem to be up really quickly because you'll be put in with newer players. Obviously this isn't exactly the most fun way to play the game, but if you do want a heavy grind, it could be an option to do this alongside trying to get some of your weekly quests against real players, if you're literally focused on getting that grind as fast as possible. One option could be if you're a newer player and you see your allies on your team with higher level accounts with higher champion masteries playing these bot games, then you take a different champion role and you try and do as much as possible for that champion role to get the most accolades out of the match, to get the most gold, especially champions like Grover who can do a lot of healing and do a lot of damage and generally be active in matches and sitting the point in these bot matches. Or say Fernando, who's definitely out there with the damage at the moment as a tank, or a Ruckus or something like that, and sitting on the point getting the accolades for other things like support things if the people on your team, for example, are taking flanks and damage dealers and will likely take the damage accolades. Also, the fact that the bot matches match so quickly means that you don't necessarily want the game to go on forever to have the highest performance and just to get the most XP out of one game, because you'll be able to keep rolling and getting that extra victory bonus gold and the 15,000 experience points that you get with every victory. So you might be wanting to play as many matches as possible, so not trying to draw it out too long would probably be beneficial, so making the matches as quick as possible so you can keep getting these bonuses. The other thing that it could help with is that there seems to be a trend of AFKers and people coming in that seem to be just grinding and may even be bots themselves in matches, and now those undesirables can just go and farm the bot matches. I wonder as well if some hackers that maybe were just grinding out their characters might shift over to bot matches too, which is a bit of a stretch, but could possibly take away some of the bad experiences on the player versus player section of the game. I also know that in my comment section I've noticed quite a few people say that they only play games against bots because they don't feel comfortable playing against players. Quite a few people have mentioned that they have physical impairments with their hands and they have to use a controller or a specialized controller because they don't have the dexterity to use a PC mouse and keyboard because of the typing and things like that on PC, that they feel a bit insecure playing against player matches unless they play an inactive healer because they feel that they might let their team down. So this could give them an option to progress and get rewarded without having to join those player versus player matches, which they might not be so comfortable playing. And I hope that everybody will be happy about that because they'll be able to grind out the characters and grind out cosmetics and things like that, which they probably wouldn't have been able to do very easily before. It also does help you level up the champions to get the mastery skins and things like that if you are struggling playing against players too. So anyway, I think this is quite a big addition to helping out the grind, especially for newer players, people that aren't necessarily ready to get into the player versus player mode, and also people that may not be able to play normally against players or may not feel confident enough because of things that may impede them playing the game. So I did frame it as a fast grind, but it's obviously not the most fun grind if you do this too. And you do have to consider if you're put with a team of human players, they will also be vying for all this experience and the accolades and getting the most out of the match. What does everybody else think about this? Be sure to let me know in the comments section below. Do you play bot matches a lot? Or maybe you just use them to practice and are you happy that you're going to be able to get golden experience for it now? Personally, I think this is a wholly positive change, so big thumbs up for this one. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more of my content, and I'll see you all very shortly in a video, maybe in like an hour or so. So, catch you later. Joshino.